Today I'm going to be talking about how I started my sticker business on Etsy. I'm going to be talking about how I came up with the idea, all the equipment and supplies that I use, and how much I've earned so far. So I started this business in 2020. I always wanted to start a business, like ever since I was in university. I always had big ideas, like to start the next Facebook or the next big game like Flappy Bird that would make me millions of dollars. But after university I just got a job, and then I kind of fell into the routine, and I just told myself, yeah, it's hard to start a business. I'm probably not gonna have time. So I just never did. But in 2020, like with all the COVID stuff going on and being at home more, I decided that, hey, maybe I can find time in the day to start something. So that's why I started it. So when I knew I wanted to start a business, I kept my mind open for different business ideas that I could do. I would just, like, every time I had an idea for something, I would write it down on my notes app. And over time, it just got bigger and bigger until I settled on a sticker company. So why did I choose a sticker company? So I have a background in graphic design. I never went to school for it or anything like that. It was always just a hobby for me. When I was younger, I was spending a lot of time designing websites, like with Pokemon and stuff like that. And then it just went from there. So I knew graphic design, and I knew I wanted to sell a product, because in the past I've tried to sell my services. I tried to do branding and logos for other people, but I just found that it took up way too much time, and I already have a full-time job, and I just didn't have time to do client work like that. So I wanted to sell a product, and I wanted to use my graphic design knowledge. So then I just came across stickers because it's easy to ship, which I thought was a bonus, and the cost for the materials is quite low, so I thought it was a good idea to start with. So for a sticker company, you really only need a printer. That's really all you need. You need something to design your stickers. I use Illustrator and Photoshop, but if you don't have those, you can always use something free like Canva. And then you really need a printer. That's all you need. And it could be any printer. I got my printer off Amazon, and I think it was $80. So it's amazing how little you need to actually start a company. Eventually, I did end up picking up a vinyl cutter just so I wouldn't have to cut all my stickers out by hand. The one I use is the Silhouette Cameo 4, and I like the Cameo because it has a plugin that links in with Illustrator, and it's just really straightforward to use, and you don't need any extra software or anything like that. So after I got all my designs and materials and I knew how to make stickers, I wanted to sell them as fast as possible. So the best way that I found is actually Etsy, because Etsy is a platform where people are already searching for products, right? So if you are able to put your products on there, you don't have to spend time to try to find customers for your product, so that's a huge bonus. If you're going to start with your own website on Shopify or something like that, you'd have to spend time acquiring customers and pushing them to your site. And the thing with Etsy is that it's really fast and easy to get started, so I really recommend it for beginners. And the reason I wanted to get my product out so quickly was because I wanted to test if there was a market for my product. I didn't want to spend months and months designing all these stickers and going through all this process and then find out that there's no market for my product. So that's another thing that I recommend. Like, you want to get started as fast as possible, just so you're not wasting your time on a business idea that might not work. So after I signed up with an Etsy account, I put my first listing up, and I really didn't expect much because I was reading online that for some people it was taking months and months to get their first sale. So I just put mine up there and I didn't really think about it until a couple days later I got my first sale, which honestly it felt really good, because in the past I've started things like trying to sell my services, and it just felt like I had to sell myself so much for someone to give me money. But this is the first time where I've actually felt like there was someone out there that wanted something that I created, and I was proud of it. I was proud of my first sale. So now I'm just gonna go through my numbers for the first 5 months that I've been on Etsy. So here we go. And it looks like I started on August 20th. So it wasn't a full month yet. And I managed to sell $56.37. Granted, a couple of those sales were from friends and family. So it's not like, I made $56 from strangers. And in my first full month, which is September, it looks like I made $446.79. So this is where I started thinking this could be a viable business, because I don't know. I just think it's like close to $500. That's significant money for me. I have a lot of bills to pay, and like this covers a lot of my bills, right? So I was quite happy with this. So in October, I made $588.08 with 512 visits to my shop. So this is where it's like, yeah, it's starting to increase, right? I'm pretty happy with it here. So in November 2020, sales were $496.06. So it's a little lower than last month, but it's still around that $500 mark, which is very nice. And in December here, you see a big increase. So I sold $741.18. And I think that increase is from just the holidays. Okay, so the last one here is January, and the month's not over yet, but I've already sold $705.69. So there's still a few more days in January, but like over $700, I'm really happy with that. I'm super happy with the amount of money that's coming in just because I'm doing this in my spare time, right? I have a full-time job. This is what I'm doing during the evenings and weekends. It's like, if I can keep up $700 a month, that'd be great. That's how much is that a year? That's like over $8,000 a year. So it's like I'm giving myself a bonus. So it's nice, yeah. Honestly, I'm just very surprised that I was able to sell this much this quickly. And I know there's people out there that make way more than this. Like I've seen the YouTube videos where they make like 10,000 in 1 month or 20,000 in 1 month. But for me, I'm happy with this. And if I could keep growing this, that'd be awesome. So yeah, if you're thinking of starting your own business, I really recommend Etsy. And if there's any advice that I would tell you, it's that you should just do it, right? You don't need any permission from anybody. You don't need to go to business school. You don't need to even read business books before you do it. If you have an idea for a business, just try it out, right? Start with one product that you can sell and put it on Etsy and see if it sells. And then if it gets bigger, you can put it on your own website. You can maybe put it on Amazon or something like that, right? Don't think too big, because I find that the bigger you think, the more likely you are to not do it. So that's it for the video. If you liked it, hit the like button. And if you're interested, I have a video about how I overcame the fear of posting on YouTube. So I'll leave that in the description below. Also, if you're thinking of starting a business or an Etsy or anything like that, let me know in the comments. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. And I'll do my best to answer them for you. Thanks for watching. See you guys.